welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Now, very nice, very nice, these people. Now, here's the thing. Sharp-eyed viewers will notice I'm sitting at my desk for tonight's monologue. That's because we taped this show earlier. Yeah, earlier. Right now, I'm actually on my way back from the Emmys. I'm either very proud of my staff, or I'm very proud of my staff, and we won an Emmy. Tonight, who knows? No way of knowing. Tonight, we've got a lot of great, never-before-seen stuff for you, featuring the sexiest celebrities, plus the guests I'm interviewing. But first for you tonight, we put together a special look back at former President One Trick Phony. The man just won't go away. Everywhere you look, there's another story about him. Him under investigation for this or that or the other nuclear secrets. But the biggest story will always be January 6th, the day he attempted to throw our election out the window and then his chicken nuggets at the wall. This month, a select committee will be back with more revelations that will shock everyone who has not been watching this show, because we looked back and it turns out we predicted every insane criminal step he took down Nutball Treason Highway. And our job here at the show is, I think, to talk about the stuff, you know, that we all hear and news every day and talk about it with you. We talk about it together so you don't feel alone, which at the time we all were, because all these clips you're about to see are from during COVID, when I was doing my show from a supply closet on the 8th floor with the hairdo of a lascivious English professor. My office hours are 4 p.m. to breakfast. So let's take a look back at the lead up to January 6th and humbly remind ourselves what we were totally right about all along. We just found out the Trump campaign is actively discussing radical measures to bypass the election results. But according to a Trump campaign legal advisor, if Trump loses the election, his campaign is considering asking legislators in battleground states where Republicans have a legislative majority to bypass the state's popular vote and to choose electors loyal to the GOP and the sitting president. Well, like Lincoln said at Gettysburg, a government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from this earth, unless I lose, in which case I'm king now. Bow before Lincoln. We are live right there after the first presidential debate. Tonight was the opening round of Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. The battle of the boomers, the showman versus the Joe man. Get ready for democracy to crumble.
I'm urging my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully.
Maybe go hang out there wearing your favorite brown shirt and just, you know, assess the situation. But the most horrifying moment of this, or really any debate, was when the President of the United States did not condemn white supremacy.
Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
The Proud Boys heard Trump's message loud and clear, because within minutes, group members called the president's comment a tacit endorsement of their violent tactics. And that's just not fair. There was nothing tacit about it. That's like saying Cardi B offered a tacit endorsement of natural lubrication. Now, having seen tonight's debate, there are two things. No! No! Get out of here! Back! Back! It's impossible to keep him off the furniture. But if Trump does end up losing, I'm sure he will be gracious when he pretends that he won, because according to Axios, Trump plans to declare premature victory. Premature is no surprise. Like he always says to his ladies, I was first, I win sex. There's absolutely no precedent for a president to actually...
I win!
Get out of here!
I win!
I tell you, I'm happy to be on Showtime, because holy this is a weird election. We are now able to project that Delaware has been won by Joe Biden. Well, I should hope so. It's his home state. That would be like Donald Trump losing New York. He what? 24 hours later, we still don't know the winner of the presidential election. Now
I win!
Get out of here!
I win!
Last night at 12:45 a.m., with millions of ballots still uncounted and Biden ahead in the Electoral College and the popular vote, Trump tweeted, "We are winning big, but they are trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed." First of all, you're literally not winning. Second, I really don't think you meant that spelling of polls. I hate it when the polls close. All the dancers leave the stage and you're left all alone, totally broke, covered in glitter and spittle. But, tweet schmeat. It's not like right after midnight he marched into the East Room and declared victory and said, "Stop counting." He waited until 2 a.m. for that.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
There it is. A power grab by a terrified strong man in the dead of night. Classic. If there's anything 2 a.m. is known for, it's desperate moves by sad little men who are afraid to go home feeling like a loser. Joe Biden did it. He's our next president. It feels like America is, what's the word? Great again. It's been 2 days since the election was called for Biden, and as of this taping, Donald Trump has refused to concede. The president has been holed up in the White House tantrum pantry, where things are so stressful, the Daily Mail reports his staff is lighting rose-scented candles in an attempt to soften the environment and to combat the smell of fast food delivered to the president. Just a preview of the intense de-stankification the Biden-Harris team will have to do. Might be best to just replace the Resolute desk with a giant Glade plug-in. Our soon-to-be former president, citing baseless charges of non-existent fraud, instructed government leaders to block cooperation with President-elect Biden's transition team. Here's the thing. Peaceful transitions are important. You don't see me starting the show every night getting in a knife fight with David Letterman. I wouldn't dare. The guy's got reach. Those Hoosiers are scrappy. It has been 5 days since it became clear that Joe Biden won the election, at which point the current president refused to concede, duct-taped himself to the Resolute desk, and slapped a sign on the Oval Office door that says, "No Dems allowed." Well, buckle up, buddy boys, because getting this guy out of office is going to be a bumpy ride. Yesterday, the administration removed senior defense officials and installed loyalists, triggering alarm at the Pentagon. Presidents don't usually sack top defense officials when they're planning to leave office in a couple of months. One defense official put it this way: "These are dictator moves." Yes, but they have inspired an exciting new Maroon 5 remix. You want the moves like Stalin, got the moves like Stalin, I've got the moves like Stalin. Today, around 4 o'clock Eastern Crazy Time, the president posted a conspiracy theory-filled rant on Facebook.
We're leading by a lot. And then at 3:42 in the morning, there was this. It was a massive dump of votes.
Again with the massive dumps? But given his cheeseburger at bedtime, 3:42 in the morning sounds about right for him. Showing a surprising amount of self-awareness, the president even knew how poorly his stupidity would be received.
Even what I'm saying now will be demeaned and disparaged, but that's okay.
Well, as long as it's okay. You're a petty, angry man, desperate for validation you will never receive and have never deserved. And in 50 days, you'll be out of the White House without the protections of executive power, and no court is going to uphold you pardoning yourself. Plus, you're ugly and your mother dresses you funny. We got a hot new recording of a jaw-dropping phone call between the president and Georgia Secretary of State and man taping a hostage video from a La Quinta Inn, Brad Raffensperger.
If we could just go over some of the numbers, I think it's pretty clear that we won. We won very substantially, Georgia. You even see it by rally size, frankly. We'd be getting 25,000, 30,000 people a rally. And
okay, 25,000, 30,000 people. That's a lot of people. Can't deny that. One problem. Rally size does not decide who wins the election. That's why on the 20th of January, we won't be swearing in President BTS. My fellow Americans, the state of our union is... But the main thing on his mind was tomorrow's congressional certification of Joe Biden's win. The president still thinks he has a chance to somehow overturn that, partly because the guy overseeing the certification ceremony is Vice President and federally protected fly habitat, Mike Pence. And he really expects Pence to have his back on this.
I hope Mike Pence comes through for us, I have to tell you. I hope that our great vice president comes through for us. He's a great guy. Of course, if he doesn't come through, I won't like him quite as much.
If this were an after-school special, this is the part where we would tell Mike Pence that if the president says he won't like you unless you give him what he wants, then he doesn't really care about you. He should like you for who you are, although we understand why he wouldn't, because who you are is Mike Pence. Thousands of MAGA protesters stormed the Capitol building. It's a horrifying day that will go down in U.S. history, however much longer that is. Now, in case you were wondering what kind of Americans would try to violently overthrow the government, you guessed it, it's this kind. Is it just me, or does that thing always seem to show up at only the worst events? You never read, the Confederate flag was seen today waving over free yoga in the park. Today, the House of Representatives impeached the President of the United States. I feel like I just took down my decorations from the last impeachment. Today's vote is historic because for the first time, a president has been impeached twice. Makes sense. This president loves having seconds. Also, he's a traitor. In the end, the takeaway from this presidency is take him away. We here at The Late Show have been counting down to this day for 4 long years, literally counting. Now, you may have noticed that when we were in the theater, there was a number in the back of the dome. And that was the number of days till the end of the president's term. And we counted it down every night for 4 long, painful years. And tonight, the number on the dome has counted down to 1. We got a great show for you tonight. Coming up, in never-before broadcast footage, I give the Colbert questionnaire to Ethan Hawke and Robert De Niro.